McNair gives it to George, running right up the middle. Touchdown! Titans! There are no flags on the field! It's a miracle!
Safety, now you're one-on-one with it.
Shows why he's the man! In trouble. Sack!
Ladies and gentlemen, Titan Nation, welcome back to another episode. Today, we have a guest who's a true NFL competitor with a career built on grit, skill, and playmaking energy. Drafted in the fourth round of the 2011 NFL Draft by the Buffalo Bills out of the University of North Carolina, where he quickly made his mark in the league. In the Bills, he grew from special teams to key defensive playmaker, recording tackles, sacks, interceptions. After 4 impactful seasons in Buffalo, he signed with the Tennessee Titans. All right.
Yeah.
Brought veteran leadership and consistent play to the safety group for multiple seasons. He later took his talents to the Panthers, adding depth and experience to the secondary. Hanging up the cleats from hard hits to smart reads and coverage, he's seen the NFL from the trenches and today. We're here to break it all down with me. Please welcome Norris Searcy.
Thanks for having me on.
No, absolutely, man. It's awesome to have, especially some names, man, that just pop up and you're like, oh my God. Like he's been with the Titans and he went through the dark ages, and some of these players you're like, man, you feel for the fans, but you feel for the players like, man, you went through some dark times with the Titan, especially the Titan era, okay? But I want to say thank you, and we'll talk all about that. And how's everything, brother? How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm now living back in Atlanta, Georgia, my hometown.
Okay.
I coach defensive backs at Charles Drew High School in Riverdale, Georgia, and also I'm a teacher there as well. I work with kids with autism.
Okay, awesome.
It's a great experience, man. I'm first off, I'm glad to be back home. I'm glad to be back around family. This is the first time I lived back in Georgia since 2007.
Oh wow.
So that's when I graduated high school. Like when I graduated high school, May of 2007. 2 weeks later in June, I was getting dropped off at Chapel Hill to begin my college career. So to be back home, being back around family, working back in the Georgia High School Association, being back in the familiar territory, man, it's been great. I've been meeting guys that I competed against in high school, guys that knew of me, but I knew of them. But now I'm getting to meet them face to face, so they have a lot of questions. The excitement's in their face of just meeting me and talk to me. It's been tremendous, man. Like it's nothing like back home when you get to come back home and get to share that knowledge and share what you experience with the kids, and
Absolutely.
not only just the kids on the football team, but guys in the coaching staff and other coaches in the coaches community, because they have so many questions.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the guys, especially in the coaching community, that I either played with or played against when I was in my youth and in high school, and now that we all grown men, and they always looked at me as a positive figure because I never looked at them differently.
Mm-hmm.
I always treated them like first class citizens, same way they treated me. I never looked down on anybody, even though I was in the National Football League. They just loved me for that because I always remained a homebody, remained a home true body, always willing to give back to the kids coming up in the same communities that I grew up in. So they just embraced me. They were a lot of the coaches and a lot of my close friends was like, the streets been missing you. We're back. We're glad you're back in Atlanta. Welcome home. So it's been a generous homecoming. I've been loving it. Being able to spend more time with family and friends, and as well as being part of the coaching tree and the coaching community, and not necessarily DeKalb County, but Georgia in general, because I was a well-known Georgia kid coming through my time of getting recruited. So the fact that they have a familiar face that's back in the neighborhood where kids can relate to and whatnot. It's been amazing, man. I've been enjoying my time.
That's what's up, man. That's beautiful to hear. That's nice to have, especially it's a kind of full circle moment, right? You get to give
Absolutely.
back after you gave your heart and soul to the game of football, man. Is there anyone that you kind of mimicked or kind of took this? Like, was there anyone when you were growing up that was a football player that came to your town and was kind of giving back to the community? Is that kind of how it started, or
Um,
how was
as
it?
a kid, when I was in elementary, it was
Mhm.
Quincy Carter at Southwest
Okay.
DeKalb, and he was pretty much the standard. I remember being 5, 6, 7 years old, and Quincy was at Southwest DeKalb High School, and my dad used to come home and be like, Southwest playing such and such over at
Mhm.
whatever stadium it was, whether it was Hartford, whether it was Buck Godfrey. Buck Godfrey used to be Panthersville, and now it's Buck Godfrey. But whenever Southwest was playing, we would always go support Southwest. At the time, I was going to an elementary school called Rainbow Elementary, which is it's Indicator. It's right across the street from Southwest. So we was always big Southwest fans. I
Oh,
had older cousins at the time when I was in elementary. They was in high school. They went to Southwest. So we always supported them. So seeing that in elementary, I always wanted to be like one of the fixtures in the neighborhood because
mhm.
Quincy Carter was. Then when I got into middle school, it was guys like Reggie Ball and Craig Lumpkin. What's a couple of guys that went to Tucker, Asher Allen, the guys who came out of Tucker High School and whatnot. So I just always want to be one of those guys who was always mentioned in DeKalb County. Like, who did you watch growing up? Who did you
Gotcha,
go
gotcha.
see on Friday nights and Saturday nights and whatnot? Because me as a kid, I remember the guys who I went to go see. Like I said, in
Well,
elementary, it was Quincy Carter. When I got into middle school, it was guys at Stevenson like Craig Lumpkin, Reggie Ball, TJ Gartell. We used to go over there and watch those guys play. And I looked up to those guys because they was guys from the same community, same neighborhood. It didn't matter, like certain parts of DeKalb County has more money than other parts of DeKalb County. It didn't matter to me. We was all from DeKalb County, one of the most poorest counties in the state of Georgia. And I know I remember being in my 6th or 7th year in the NFL, and DeKalb County had like 48 guys in the NFL. And I was part of the 48 guys that was from DeKalb County that was in the NFL. And it made me proud
hell yeah, that's awesome.
because we was one of the guys. We always talked about how we come from the slums. We one of the few counties in Georgia. It's 4 stadiums, and we got to share the 4 stadiums with middle school and high school and whatnot. So we took pride in it. So when we play other schools who had their own stadiums and their own boosters, we took that as a chance. Like, we're gonna beat y'all today,
Yeah, definitely.
just to show you guys, yeah, we come from less than you guys, but we're better. And
No.
9 out of 10, we did.
Hmm.
9 out of 10, we left leaving like, yeah, we see why they got the boosters and the whatnot. So we wasn't blind to the fact, like, yeah, we got beat. We knew
Hmm.
we got beat by a better team.
Yeah, absolutely.
We didn't sit there and hate and look down on other teams. We was just like, Dad, that's why they the
That's
team they
right.
are. Like, look at the things they got. But we definitely most definitely did 100% of the time. I always came in with a chip in our shoulder because we wanted what they had. We pull
Absolutely.
up, they have a homecoming at their school.
Hmm.
We had to have homecoming at another stadium. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what
So
you're saying.
we always was very eye open and open minded to the fact like we know where we come from.
Hmm.
So we will always be appreciative when we got a chance to like experience that. Like, this is what it's supposed to be like. Man, if we had our own school. I mean, we had our own school, but man, if we had our own stadium. First time I seen a student section, I was a senior in high school. I'm like, this is a student section, like, God. And then I didn't really appreciate the student section until I got to college, because that's when I started seeing it more.
That's when
But coming up through middle school and high school, there really was no student sections unless we played the more accomplished Decatur schools or the schools who had more students than us. That their fan base, you could tell by the difference the fan base. We would look along their fences while we warming up,
everyone just
see all the
everyone.
sponsors they had. And like, all the sponsors we had was Chick-fil-A, but they got Chick-fil-A and like 8 others. So we are,
Uh,
I mean,
hey, Chick-fil-A ain't that bad though. If you're gonna have
no,
one, hey,
Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A
is
is
never
cool.
that bad,
Yeah,
especially at that time when we used to go to like Kroger to get endorsements. We used to go to Wendy's. We even went to Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? So
None wrong with the house, man. Nothing wrong with the house.
exactly, because at that, because Waffle House, especially the Waffle House on Covington Highway, they knew if Towers won their game,
It's gonna be lit.
the football team, the band, the cheerleaders, anybody else associated with that school is coming to Waffle House after a win. So it was times, man, we used to go to Waffle House on on Covington Highway, and it used to be about 80 people in there. Waffle House not that big. You don't sit
Absolutely.
that many people.
Nope.
But we had a friend on the football team. His dad was a police officer, so his dad would always make his overtime at the Waffle House at the game when we won.
Watching you guys.
Win or lose, he was going to the Waffle House.
Yeah.
He always made Friday, Saturday night his overtime at the Waffle House on Covington. So no, we lost. I would go to Wendy's, get me a spicy chicken sandwich and head home. Ain't no celebrating. We lost, but and we won. I was going straight to Waffle House. I was getting me an all-star special.
That's
I
what's
was
up.
down with everybody, had me extra $2 in my pocket because everybody put money in the jukebox. We had about 8 songs lined up to play on the list, and we would just sit there and eat, listen to music, and then everybody would go home after that. So,
hey, Norris, it sounded like a vibe, man. It sounded like a
absolutely it was a vibe, especially when you walk in there. I think especially my senior year. My senior year, I probably paid for 2 meals that whole year.
Oh, you're good.
I would walk in. They will always ask what number 6 did. I was number 6. So like, what number 6 do? Number 6 had 275 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. I would get a free meal. Or number 6 had 4 touchdowns. Or number 6 had 2 sacks, an interception. He also put up 100 yards and another rushing touchdown. So I was always a big fan of Waffle House. I'm still a big fan of Waffle House. I go to Waffle House right now. I may go when we get off here.
I mean, you know what? You've been talking about it so much that All-Star sounds pretty good, bro.
Yeah, it was crazy. What threw me off was when I got to Buffalo, they didn't have Waffle House. It had Denny's. So I had to go to Denny's after a win.
Yeah.
But then after about 4 years of Buffalo and I came back to Tennessee, I was back to Waffle House.
Showing it up. Yeah.
Right. Then when after my 3 years in Tennessee and I went to Charlotte, of course, Charlotte being back in North Carolina, where I went to school, I knew everything was already. I mean, a lot of stuff had been built up and refurbished for the opinion of tourists and people coming back to Charlotte to visit. But it was always great, man. I always stayed humble and stayed grounded to my roots, and that's what I enjoyed about it. I believe that's what 90% of the people that know me personally and love me, they love the fact that I was always humble. I was always grounded. Without a shadow of a doubt, when push come to shove, I'm gonna mention Georgia and I'm gonna go back to Georgia. Like that's my hometown. That's the original comfort zone. So
100%. And that's one thing, right? It's like one of those like common phrases, like don't forget where you came from, right?
Absolutely. And I enjoyed every bit of it. I enjoyed my experience in the NFL 100%. I got to experience what millions dreamed of doing, and I got to experience what millions are dreaming to do now. So I never took it for granted. I always was, the constant professional. I tell people to this day, I was only late 2 times ever in my life. Once in college as a freshman, and once in the NFL in my 3rd year. Other than that, I was never late. I was one of the early birds. I'm there 3 hours before anything gets started. So
that's what's up.
If you don't know anything, Searcy's in the building already, and you're gonna see him in special team meeting, and we're gonna get going, and we're gonna get the job done. Period.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. What got you into football at a young age?
To be honest with you, growing up in Atlanta, I'm old enough to remember Deion Sanders playing for both the Falcons and the Braves. But my sport really was soccer and baseball growing up.
Okay.
The first time I played organized football, period, when I was in 6th grade. So from pre-K to 5th grade, I was pretty much soccer and baseball, played in the neighborhood. Everybody call it sandlot ball. I would play on the playgrounds. I would play games with my cousins, with everything. Because honestly, baseball was my first love.
Really? Yeah.
Yes, growing up in
You're a Braves
Atlanta.
fan?
Diehard Braves fan. First, I'm a baseball fan. Period.
Okay.
Depending on if I'm flipping the channel, depending on who, if I come across ESPN, I see a baseball game. If I
Mhm.
know any star-studded talent on that team, I'm
Watching.
clicking just to see what they do. So I was always 100% baseball.
Okay.
I freak kids out to this day because I'd be like, I love baseball. I like football.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Like it's a difference. Like if you'd have asked fourth and fifth grade to Norris what he would have done when he got older, I would have said MLB 9 out of 10 times.
And you didn't try to go for it? You didn't try to go for it?
I did. The thing about it was resources. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have the resources to go to all the camps and things like that growing up because I'm the oldest of four.
Okay.
I played baseball. My sister, who was 11 months behind me, she played softball. My baby brother, who I'm 5 years older than, he played baseball. My baby sister, who I'm 6 years older than, she played softball.
Starts adding up.
So we was always baseball. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was good at football. I knew football was in me because of my father,
Okay.
his brothers, my mother's brother who was a football player and everything. So I knew it was in me. But my first initial crush and love was baseball. Because
Nice.
I felt like baseball, you could do so much. Like I played shortstop and center field. Every now and then I would play catcher. I batted, I played my first position in baseball was first base because I had long arms
Okay.
growing up. So my coaches thought like my catch radius was bigger than everybody's because I had the long arms. I could reach anywhere. But I only played first baseman my first year ever playing baseball.
Oh shit.
And then after that, it was shortstop and center field. Shortstop because I was quick, and I always wanted to play shortstop because Jeter.
Yeah, Derek Jeter, man.
Right.
I'm glad you brought him up. There you go.
We would play teams and tournaments that could put the ball into play. And my coach would move me to shortstop because of my quickness. And I would always get in center field, and I would tell our right fielder, and I tell our right fielder, don't cross this pole.
Don't
tell
come
our
over
left
here.
fielder, don't cross it. I got everything from pole to pole. If I miss, if anything pole to pole, you back me up just in case I miss it. But I got it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was great, man. I loved it. I played more baseball than football. We would play sandlot ball because I was like 5 years old when sandlot came out. So that's when the love instantly jumped in. Then I was 6 years old when the movie Little Giants came out. So the love of football kind of started trickling in there. And of course, my dad being an All-American out of Columbia High School in Georgia and playing 2 years at Clark Atlanta before the USFL started. And he went to the USFL. He played 3 out of the 4 years the league was around and whatnot. I think his third year, he blew his knee out. So by the time he got back for his fourth year, the league had folded. Just having a father that did that, and then even when he was done, he played semi-pro till he was 30. He had, like I said, I'm the oldest of four. He had me at 25, and he kept playing semi-pro football till he was like 31, 32.
Okay.
So I was always around it. So I knew sports was in me. Everybody in my family played sports. And then, like, growing up, I used to hear how, like, all my uncles and older cousins used to get to arguing, like, who's the best in this? Who's the best in this? Well, we beat y'all when I was in high school, or we beat y'all this, and this. So I used to always sit there and be like,
I want to do
okay,
this.
I want to be the best out of all y'all.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to be to the point where if anybody come ask a member of our family who the dog in football is me.
Right.
So and then like by about 2017, 2018, my dad was like, you the best of us all. Like you did it longest. You did it at the highest level for the longest. My dad was like, you ain't got nothing else to prove to us. Let's go out and play. As long as you're having fun, just keep playing, keep making the money you're making. Because it's not, I mean, like everybody know that it's not going to last long. So enjoy your time that you there because it's a young man's game. But my dad was like, you ain't got nothing else to prove to us. The only thing you're proving is to yourself. Everybody in the family know you the best of us all. Everybody in the family know you the greatest greatest member of the family to play sports. You're the most athletic member of the family to play sports. So I always took it as full hold. I always like soaked it in. It's like, thank you guys for believing in me and finally seeing like my potential and whatnot. So I just always took it in stride to like I always try to be the best. So like even if we lost, if I felt in my heart I played the best that I could, I gave it every bit I had, I could walk off any field with my head held high. So that's how I always took it.
And I think that's the biggest difference between like a fan, right, and a competitor and a player is like
Right.
you could take that and you can accept that fans will be bitching about games that happened like 3 or 4 years ago still, complaining,
Right.
oh, he should have scored on that play like
Right.
that. It's crazy, but I
But
get
fans got to understand, just like you believe we're
it.
the best
Mm-hmm.
for your team,
Yeah,
other people believe they're the best for their team. It
absolutely. It goes like that.
all
Yeah.
it's the world of competition we live in, especially in the United States. Like what did your guy do for you that my guy didn't do for me? That's why
Yeah.
people be like, okay, well, my quarterback won X amount of Super Bowls. What did your
Yep.
quarterback do? Well, damn, my quarterback never made it to a playoff game. So
It's always like that.
it's like that. So I mean, you learn to deal with it because even though you're playing and you're thinking about
Hmm.
like taking care of your family and make sure you're okay, successfully moving on in life. You also got other people that's vested in a different way. So you got to take that accountability. In my first 2, 3 years in the league, I didn't understand that. I
Okay.
was just always like, damn, dude, like we still human. Like, and
Yeah.
I still believe that we're still human, but I understand more
Of
where they're
what?
coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We want you guys to win. It's bragging rights for you guys just as much as it is for us.
Mhm.
We just want bragging rights over our partner on the other team.
Yeah.
Y'all want bragging rights over every other city in the United States. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right.
absolutely. So I mean, it took me a minute to understand that, but once I got it in my mind, I was like,
Okay, now I
I
understand.
understand. I see why he's so upset with me. Like, yeah, I had 9 tackles, but he's mad at the one I missed. Even though the one I missed did get a touchdown, the one I missed converted into a first down, and
Mhm.
that's how we end up losing the game down the line to a field goal because I gave up that
Mhm.
first down. So
Absolutely.
you had to be mindful, and not necessarily sensitive, but you got to be understanding.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Got you. Talking about college career, okay? You went to North Carolina. How was that picking schools? What was interesting to you? Where did you want to go? Was North Carolina always in your heart or no?
No, not really. I remember watching North Carolina on TV when they played it the year they beat Miami when Miami was ranked number 4.
Hmm.
I remember being there like a freshman in high school, like how the hell Miami lose a sorry ass North Carolina? You know what I'm saying? At that at
Yeah,
that
at that
time, I
time.
wasn't thinking, but I already had a grasp of how Miami was. They was coming off like back-to-back championship
Yep.
appearances. They won in 0-1, they lost in 0-2 to a controversial call and
Mhm.
whatnot. Now it's like 0-3, 0-4, and they go to North Carolina. Miami's ranked number 3, and they go to North Carolina and lose to an unranked North Carolina team. So yeah, me as a young guy that's not getting recruited at all, I'm just basing my thoughts off who I liked at the time. I'm
Mhm.
like, how the heck, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Miami losing North Carolina. And then crazy thing about it, a few years later, going into 07, getting recruited, I ended up committing to North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So my experience was great. My experience recruiting wise was great.
Mhm.
uh, I experienced a whole lot. I took in a lot. My highlights was really coming home every day after school. My mom picking me up from baseball practice or football practice. We coming home and we come in the house. It's everybody first time getting home, and it's 20 messages on the message machine, on the answer machine,
Man.
and 18 of them are for me. Only 2 of them was for my mom and dad. And the 2 that's for my mom and dad, one may be a family member, the other may be a bill. But the other 18 are college coaches trying to recruit me. Hey, Mr. Searcy, this is This is Urban Meyer in Florida. We're interested in the Norris. This is Les Miles at the time at LSU. We're interested in the Norris. This is Ed Orgeron at Ole Miss. This is Chan Gailey at Georgia Tech. Frank Beamer at Virginia Tech. Big Fuller at Tennessee. Tommy Tuberville at Auburn. Bobby Bowden at Florida State. Who was my other guy at Mississippi State at the time? Sylvester Croom. You know what I'm saying? So it was just hearing all the names that you grew up hearing on. SEC.
Now they're talking to you.
Guys, SEC was on CBS big time growing up. We had cable, so all we had was ABC, CBS. You know what I'm saying? So I would catch every SEC game on CBS. I would catch, a few games here from Miami, USC on ABC and whatnot. Getting a call from Pete Carroll, and I'm like, would you consider coming to California? And I'm like, heck no, I'm from Georgia. I'm not, at the time there was no NIL.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not coming from Georgia all the way to California for no damn football. I got to be able to get back close to home. Now, NIL played, if NIL was in the mix back then, I knew I always had enough income to get back home if I need to.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's just things like that. You know what I'm saying? Get recruited by Jim Tressel at Ohio State, Purdue, Boston College, like Michigan State. Like it was great because it just showed me my hard work paid off. As far as an athlete. And then a student athlete, because I had also the grades to go anywhere I wanted. So I had the grades and test scores to go anywhere. So it was, man, I enjoyed it. I smiled, talked to everybody, opened every mail, answered every phone call. I didn't care who it was from, because it was just like, it was the appreciation and the validation of knowing like all the hard work I put in, the sacrifices I made, like when my friends wanted to go to house parties, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna go get me a workout in real quick.
There you go. Yeah.
If I'm done with the workout and the party's still going on, I show up. If it's not, oh well. Just putting that aside. It just showed my validation that my hard work paid off, and a lot of people was recognizing it. So, man, my recruit experience was great. I smiled through the whole process, and even a few recruiting coaches and player personnel was like, every time we talk to you, you always smiling. I was like, dude, I can't do this again. And I told him that. Like, I had to explain that twice. Once getting recruited, coming out of high school, going to college. And I was like, dude, I can't do this again. So I'm gonna enjoy
what I have it right now. Yeah.
And then coming out of college, going through the process of getting scouted, going to the combine, playing in the Senior Bowl, going to these different NFL organizations. And this one scout, I can't remember his name, but I bet him like 3 times. And the third time I seen him was at the combine. And he was like, dude, Norris, every time I see you, I tell everybody, like, this kid is always smiling every time I see him. Like, he don't let nothing bother him. He basks in the moment. He enjoys the moment. And he just full of a ball of energy and a ball of light. And he asked me, he was like, why are you like this? You know what I'm saying? I didn't think it was a smart question, or he just like a rhetorical question. I was just like, coach, like, from the time I was 8 years old, I've watched the NFL combine. Like, do you realize, like, dude, we're at the combine. I'm experiencing what I watched other guys do for so many years. I'm like, I would never be able to come out again unless I'm a coach or a scout. So I'm going to enjoy this. I'm seeing all the top guys that to this point, only time I ever seen these other guys was
on TV
before they got to college, because they were some of them would come, like, I remember Patrick Peterson coming to North Carolina on his official visit, and then 2 weeks later he chose LSU over North Carolina and other schools. But now me and Patrick Peterson in the same group at the NFL Combine. I remember being teammates with Richard Sherman at the Senior Bowl. Now me and Richard Sherman's in the same group at the Combine. So I was just like, I'm in awe. I'm enjoying it. I'm taking it in. He was like, why you say it in that aspect? I said, I would never be here again to participate and compete. This is my one and only shot. I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And like if I come back here, it'd be as a guest, or I'm on somebody's coaching staff, or I'm a head coach, or a part of scouting. So I'm like, I don't know
Where I'm
if
gonna
I ever get back here again. So while I'm here now,
I'm gonna enjoy it.
I'm gonna enjoy it. Like I'm
That's
seeing Mark Ingram, and I'm like, damn, he that small? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he come up. I'm getting on the elevator. He getting off the elevator. He comes up to my chest, and I'm like, damn, this dude won a Heisman. Like, not like hating on him, but it's just
yeah.
you're seeing them live. They're
Yeah.
different from seeing them on TV, getting an award, or seeing them on TV in their competitive nature. And then you see them, and they're just regular people. You know what I'm saying? So it was great to me. Like me seeing Cam Newton at the combine after meeting Cam when we were sophomores in high school. You know what I'm saying? So it was, and then fast forward down the line, 2018. Now me and Cam Newton are teammates in Charlotte.
Yep.
Playing against Luke Kuechly, his freshman year at Boston College was my junior year at Carolina. And that whole week of meetings, it's a coach in there saying, like, this freshman is averaging 20 to 24 tackles a game. And we sitting there like, man, hell no, ain't no damn freshman averaging 22 to 24. And then we end up playing Boston College. Don't get me wrong, we beat him like 30 to 10, but he had 24 tackles.
He was ridiculous.
He tackled me 3 times on a punt return and 2 kickoff returns. He tackled me.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for him, I would have had 3 touchdowns on those 3 returns. Like,
isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy how like it's such a small world? Like
absolutely, but that's the joy of it. You don't know where people are gonna end up and how people are gonna turn out. Like I'm seeing them when they young. Like I'm seeing Luke Kuechly, no facial hair and nothing like that. And now I'm in Carolina with him. He got glasses, he got chin hair, a mustache. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool. It's a surreal moment. So I just always tell people, enjoy the process. Don't rush it. You get one chance to do this. Soak everything in. The next time you may experience this is if your son is playing football.
Yeah, and you're going to visit.
Or if you have a daughter who's top 20 in the country in basketball, then everybody's going to be after her. But your time is done after this. This is your interview. So I enjoyed it, man. And I had a blast. To this day, I always talk about my interactions with guys from my position group and at the combine. It was just a great experience. So I wouldn't change nothing. Like period.
How was your time in Buffalo when you finally got drafted and being in that squad with him?
You know what's crazy? When I got drafted to Buffalo, the coaching staff under Chan Gailey that was at Buffalo was the same coaching staff that recruited me under Chan Gailey at Georgia Tech. So when I got to Buffalo, first off, when I got to the Senior Bowl and seeing all the coaches on the Bills coaching staff, because you got to interact with them and whatnot, I'm like, dude, you came to my house. Dude, I saw you at spring ball. Coach Gailey, what's up, man? You came to my house.
Familiarity.
You know so exactly. Nice. So, they would mess with me sometimes and give me grief about not coming to Georgia Tech when they was there. But they also gave me reassurance. It was like, we knew you was a hell of a player. We kept our eye on you. Now we got a chance to get you as a professional in the NFL, and we're going to take you. So it's like, it's for me, I'm not coming in on new coaches or anything like that. So it gave me a sense of confidence. It gave me a sense of familiarity because I'm not learning a whole new coaching staff. Now I had to learn my new position coach, but head coach, O-line coach, D-line coach, linebacker coach, special team coach, was all on the coach staff at Georgia Tech when I got to Carolina. So, when I got to all those coaches I named, they was on the coach staff at Georgia Tech. They was still on the coach staff when I got to Buffalo, not Carolina. They was still on the coach staff when I got to Buffalo. So a lot of the times in my first few months of being with the Buffalo Bills, it was just pretty much catching up with the coaches who recruited me and talked to me when I was in high school. And that was all genuine, and how you adjusting, how you are you picking it up on it good? If you need any more help, let me know. We get you more help and whatnot. We feel like he'll be a great asset to the team and whatnot. One of the scouts for Buffalo Bills, Darren Moody. He's a Carolina alum. He scouted the area between Carolina to Georgia for the Buffalo Bills with his ties with North Carolina and whatnot. And meeting him and then seeing him again when I got to Buffalo. And then fast forward to now retired after 2019, I go work back in administration at the University of North Carolina under Mac Brown, who's on the NFL scouting department for UNC, Darren Moody, the same guy who put in the word for me scouting the Tar Heels when he was a scout for the Buffalo Bills in the NFL.
That's crazy.
So it's a small circle, man. And it's like, man, I'm glad I always had a good positive.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably the most important thing is not to burn bridges with any of the coaches.
Right. That's I was getting to. I was like, it's a positive. I always had a good mindset, good work ethic. I was always positive and yes, sir, no, sir, humble, never and whatnot. And now these are the guys who helped make my dream come true to get to that next level, which was the NFL. So I was ecstatic, man. I enjoyed every moment of it.
What part of your game improved the most in Buffalo that you feel like?
I would say taking notes.
Taking notes, okay.
Because I was always good at film study at Carolina. Freshman year, my freshman year as a DB, I had Chuck Pagano as my defensive coordinator, who helped me a lot. And then we had good leadership, guys like Tremaine Goddard and Deontay Williams that helped me keep growing as a player and keep developing. And then by my rookie year, I was blessed to go to Buffalo with a lot of positive veterans.
Okay.
So you hear the stories about, we guys who was at our school that went to the NFL to come back, they'd be like, man, make sure you're in that playbook. Make sure you're in that playbook. The older guys don't care about the younger guys because you're there to take their job. Make sure you're in the playbook. Make sure you know. So when I first got drafted and reported to training camp, I was in the lockout group during 2011. So when we got drafted, they only lifted the lockout for draft weekend. So I only spoke to the coaches. That day I got drafted. After that, back to cold mode because then now they back in the CBA. And then it was all finalized that later week of July. And we had to report instantly like 2 days later. So getting to Buffalo, I just head in the playbook. I didn't want to ask nobody for help because I was too scared that they were gonna give me the wrong advice and to make me look bad so they could keep their jobs. And I'm trying to get a job to make money to take care of my family. But it was a total opposite when I got to Buffalo, man. It was so many like older guys that was willing to like sit down with us and show us the playbook. Me, fortunately, being a Georgia kid after the draft, I was still in Georgia, and it was like 4 guys that was on the Buffalo Bills team at that time that was living in Georgia. They reached out to me. George Wilson, who was a safety, he was on year like 8 when I got drafted. Leotis McKelvin, who was on year like 3, 4. He from Waycross, Georgia. These guys who was living in the area. And once I got drafted, they both reached out to me and was like, hey, man, after this week, we got the playbook. We got the same coaching staff, so it's the same defensive playbook. If you want, you could come over. We could teach you the defensive plays and everything. And I was like, dang,
that's what's up.
To show me and whatnot. So I pulled up. I was early. I was like damn near an hour early. I'm sitting in George Wilson had a condo in Buckhead. Like he was like, be at my crib around about 8:30. I was in the lobby at 7. Like, dude, I'm here.
Yeah.
And then he buzzed me up. We went up. The way he had it set up to where he could hook his iPad up and bring up the installments and go through them with me. I'm sitting there taking notes. And I thought I took good notes. And then he showed me his notebook. I was like, dude, I'm tripping. Like, I ain't nowhere near what I need to be prepared in the NFL. And he was teaching me how to break down like first and second down, second and third down, this personnel group, this formation. And I was willing to learn and sit there and, so I 100% believe that helped with my longevity in the NFL because I was able to learn how to watch tape and take notes to help me be better prepared for a game, to be able to go in the game and make the plays that I need to make to help the team win and things of that nature. So just guys willing to teach you. So once I'm going into my third year, when we didn't have that veteran leadership, I for sure took it up on my list. We would have guys come in. I'm like, hey man, you need help with the playbook? Here's my number. Come over to the house. We would watch film and things of that nature because that was done to me. So I felt like
You have to
that's what I'm
pay your
supposed to
dues, pay back.
Right. So I made sure from year 3 until I retired, I made sure I did that with any safeties, especially safeties that came into the DB room. Like, I'm gonna show you how it's done because that's what the guys did for me. So I made sure that was number one priority.
That's what's up, man. That's cool. Is especially like that. You don't want, especially being young, coming to a team and being maybe hostile or something. Because I can imagine that happens, right? It happens everywhere. Just like you had a good experience, there's someone that's probably had a bad experience
Oh,
with,
absolutely.
especially in the
Absolutely.
locker room, or even like switching teams or getting traded or going to a brand new team. It's kind of like you have to revert and it's kind of start all over again. So when that happened, when you went to Tennessee, when you arrived in Tennessee, how did the Titans defense system, how was it different from what you played in Buffalo, and what took the most adjustment? Like,
Um, Mainly because it took a lot of adjustment because I was in Buffalo 4 years and we went
mhm,
through 4 different defensive coordinators. So my rookie year, we was a 3-4 under
mhm,
George Edwards. So that's one tablet full of
yeah,
notes. Then going to my second year, we went to a 4-3 under Dave Wannstedt. So that's another different notebook because I got my 3-4 notebook for my rookie year.
jeez,
Now we're in a different front, 4-3. So learning that. Then going to 2013, we had Mike Patton, modified 3-4. So now I'm back in the 3-4 world. Then my fourth year, we was on the Jim Schwartz, another 4-3. So getting to Tennessee and Dick LeBeau there in the 3-4, I got to stay in one defense for 3 years finally. Because my first 4 years, it was a different defense every year.
that consistency is key, huh?
Absolutely. So for me to be able to stay in one defense for 3 straight seasons, it was great. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, playing the going wishy-washy back and forth, I got to learn so much because I got to learn what different defenses fit for different formations, what works, what doesn't work, what looks can confuse an offense,
Hmm.
and things of that nature. It was just a fact, like when I got to Tennessee and I got to be in Dick LeBeau's fire zone, press the 3-4. It was like, okay, Lord, now I could just focus on just this defense. And
Hmm.
after I learned safety, because I was always learned safety, nickel, and linebacker. That was my key. I would always learn what the safeties did, what the nickels did, and what the linebacker. The only the only curveball to my first 4 years in Buffalo was 2013 playing in Mike Patton's modified 3-4 defense. Because
Hmm.
in that defense, I played 6 different positions because he had so many different packages. So defensive package, I'll be the safety.
Hmm.
Another one, I'll be boundary corner. Another one, we had a big nickel package. I played the nickel. Another package we played, I was the Mike. Another package we played, I was the wheel.
See,
Another package we played, I was the jack rusher, meaning I'm standing up on the I'm in the 2 point stance like Von Miller rushing off the edge, depending on the formation.
mhm,
If the X receiver was cut in a nasty split, then I wasn't blitzing. I would check out of it and check the X because we knew 9 out of 10, if the X was in the cut position, he's running a shallow. So I would already be in line to cut him off
mhm.
in that defense. If he was lined out regular split, then I was the extra rusher off the edge.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So I got to play like it allowed me to low key be back to high school with just use my athletic ability and reading
Mhm.
plays, just going full speed. Because on those packages, I have one assignment and one key. If my
That's
key,
it.
if
Mhm.
my key does this, then you do this. If your key does that, you do
Yeah, you
that.
do that. Gotcha.
Right. which also allowed me 2013 to learn the fronts more. Because in 2013, with me playing in packages where I had to be the nickel, the Michael, the Will, or the Jacks, I had to learn fronts, movements, tech stunts, because a lot of times I would be involved in it.
Yeah.
So if I'm blitzing, I had to know what the front, what stunts the front was doing, because I had to play off of it. I couldn't be early because I would mess the stun up. I couldn't be late because I may miss a free shot. So I would have to, certain special team periods, I would have to go down there and go through pass rushes with the D line, because I had to know, like, all right, in this pressure up front, the three guys up front are running this. I'm the fifth blitzer, so I had to always learn where I fit
in that
stunts.
Yeah,
right. So that allowed me to learn like what the front is doing in certain
Gotcha.
Because I was the fifth blitzer. I'm the extra guy.
That's interesting.
So I had to know. So I didn't want to cut off nobody or mess anybody up in their path. Because even if I get picked up in the blitz, I didn't want to never mess up a chance for one of my other teammates to win to come free for the sack. So that's what helped me. That's what helped me grow as a player, and it helped me learn so much, man. I just, like I said, I always took it in. Like if I can go grab one of my book bags right now, man, I probably got like 8 notebooks in one book bag. It's just different plays and terminologies that I had to learn just to be able to participate and be a key factor in the defense and on the team to maintain the job to keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy, man. That's wild.
Yeah, man. It's a lot that ties into it.
And I think a lot of people don't realize that unless they've been, competing in a long time.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing that, fans, don't realize. So when you came to Tennessee, who was the head coach? It was
Kim. It was Wizenhunt.
Oh, sorry. Man, we got PTSD, man, over here. I'm sorry. God damn. Oh, God.
You and me both. I'm coming, at that time, 2014 in Buffalo, I'm coming off a 9-7 win. That was the first winning season in my 4-year tenure there. Like, rookie year 6-10, second year 6-10, third year 6-10. And then by fourth year, we go 9-7 and then lose out in Oakland. Well, they Vegas now, but at the time they were still the Oakland Raiders. We lose out to Oakland 1 week before the last week of season, that was not the side of a hunt. In my third year, 2013, and then 2014, we go 9-7, but we still didn't make it to the playoffs. But we had a winning season. So then I hit free agency. I signed with Tennessee. I'm excited. I'm happy. The money good. I'm moving from Buffalo to Tennessee, Nashville, which my mother being from Chattanooga, we had plenty of family in Nashville, so we used to take trips up there growing up.
That's what's up.
I'm playing in my mother's home state. We're closer to home. I get to come home more now when I get the chance. But then we go 3-13, and I'm like, the best part of that season was I got paid. You know what I'm saying? So it was. I mean, I'm just being honest.
I respect that.
Because it was time that I was frustrated. Like I said, coming off 9-7 winning season. And that same year we was 9-7. Tennessee was 2-14 because it was still a 16-game season.
Yeah.
2-14. So I'm coming in like, man, we got to change this. We got to change this. I'm one of the new regime coming in. We got to change this. And we go 3-13, and we lose Ken Wizenhunt like week 8 of the season. We're 1-7. We lose him. We get Mike Malarkey. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, just to keep from going in the tank, I'm like, man, I'm gonna play my ass off. This is my job. But the best thing apart this 2015 season, I got paid in the off season. They set my family up. So then going into the next year, we went 9-7, 2016, but we didn't make it to the playoff.
Yeah, you got bounced out by
but I still felt good knowing that we're trending in the right direction. We had drafted Marcus Mariota 2015. We got Derrick Henry 2016.
Yep.
And I remember seeing Derrick Henry walk in the locker room that first day, and I was like, thank God we drafted him. So I had to try to tackle. I swear to God. Me and Brian Arakpo, who's one of the early veterans in the building, he walked in. He walked past, we call him Rack, but Brian Rackpo, he walked past Rack, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, dude, this dude play damn running back. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at Rack. Rack looked at me. I looked at Derek, and Derek had went to the training room. I walked straight over to Rat locker. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm so glad we drafted his ass. I feel like drafting. I do not feel like tackling somebody that's 245. And especially if he got drafted in our division, that means we got to tackle him twice a year.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And Rack said the same thing. He said, me too. He said, he's bigger than me, and I play outside linebacker, you know. So it was a full circle moment. We went 9-7. Then 2017, we went 9-7 again. We made it to the playoffs. We was I think Jacksonville went 12-4 that year, and we was the only team that beat them twice that year. They was 12-4, and 2 of their losses came to us. Mm-hmm. And then we go to Kansas City. This was Patrick Mahomes' rookie year, so we didn't see Patrick Mahomes.
Alex Smith, right?
Thank God.
Yeah, Alex Smith. Alex Smith.
We ended up beating them in the wild card.
Yeah.
Then we had to go to New England for the divisional, and we lost to them.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool, man. I was excited. Out of my 9-year career, 2017 was the only year I made it to the playoffs. And for us to make it to the second round, I got to enjoy that experience, that buzz, crowd going crazy, playoff frenzy, you know what I'm saying? So
you know what's crazy is that I had Jonathan Cyprian on as well. And he said the same thing about, he was like, man, that was all the time I've been in the NFL, that was my only playoff game was
2017, beating Kansas City. Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely. How was your interaction with Ken Wisenhunt when you first met him? What was his philosophy? What did he pitch for the Titans?
I had a pretty cool history of Ken Wisenhunt. I knew what he did when he was in Arizona and whatnot. How him, Kurt Warner, and Larry Fitzgerald turned that franchise around and take them to the Super Bowl for the first time ever. Gert Richard lost to the Steelers or whatnot, but what they was able to do for that organization. So me coming into the NFL, I honestly didn't care who was the coach. Mm-hmm. Like, I got a chance to play in the NFL. I got a chance to be a part of a team, help change the team, help change the culture. So I really didn't care who was the coach.
Okay.
Just understanding that going to Tennessee, it was Ken Wisenhunt, a guy who I was familiar with. I was like, this is a proven coach. Mm-hmm. We have a good chance of doing something good. So, I mean, I just want to be a part of the solution that comes in to help change the franchise around. He was a very good players coach. Always interact with us, even though he was more offensive minded. He made his priority to come over and talk to the defense. 9 out of 10, he was talking ish to us. Like, yeah, we're gonna bum on you today. We're gonna bum on you. So and I remember times I'd be standing there in the huddle. We were coming off a break period. We standing in the huddle. We about to go team one offense against team one defense, and we're standing there. He would walk through the defensive huddle. He would be bumping us and whatnot. Yeah, you ain't so tough. You ain't so tough. Yeah, Searcy, I don't care if you're from Decatur, Georgia. I've been down to Decatur, Georgia. Decatur, Georgia ain't so tough. I said, if it wasn't so tough, you wouldn't be mentioning it now. So I know it's tough. You know what I'm saying? So he always found a way to live up practice. Not saying Mike Mularkey didn't do it either. Mm-hmm. Because I had a longer history with Mike Mularkey than I did with Ken Wisenhunt. So, but with Wisenhunt, that's how practice went. He was challenging everybody, challenging the offense. I would see him going in the offensive huddle and be like, defense said they're going to kick y'all ass today. What you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Hyping them up. Then he'll come over to defense and be like, yeah. We're going deep on y'all 3 times. Three deep balls, 3 touchdowns. So we like, okay, but it brought out the best in us. Like I said, I wish we was able to have a better record so he could finish and I could play under him for a full season. But that's the way the NFL. NFL stands for not for long. So if you're not being productive and being producive, they'll get rid of you. You know what I mean? Like you can coach this job. It's a lot of guys out there that's qualified as well. So and they're always looking for the better deal, the better chance for them to win. You can't fault them with that, especially when there's money involved. You're gonna pay. You're gonna pay for what what they're playing for. You gotta coach that's getting the job done, you're gonna pay him. If you got a coach that's not, you're gonna get rid of him. So, I mean, like my overall experience in general, like I tell anybody, like I'm no matter the ups and downs, no matter what, I am 100% glad I got to play. I am 100% glad I got to participate because again, it's a job that millions wish they had the chance to do, and it's a job millions wish that they are able to do now. And like I tell my family sometimes, I'm a part of 2 century teams. I may not have been voted all century, but I'm a part of 2 centuries. Like the 150 years of NCAA football, I did 4 years of that.
That's what's up.
The 100 plus years of the NFL, I did 9 years of that. So like that's nothing that can be duplicated or replaced, especially coming from me because I got to do it. So I mean, at the end of the day, I had a blast.
In Tennessee, who did you gravitate towards? Who did you kind of get close with, and who do you still talk to this day?
When my time in Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
In Tennessee, who I gravitated most to was Al Woods.
Okay.
Big Al, man. Big Al. He went to Pittsburgh first when he came to Tennessee. Met Al 2015 when I first got to Tennessee, man. Big dude, man. Big country dude. He from Elton, Louisiana, which is like 30 minutes from Lake Charles. You know, people who's familiar with the Louisiana area, but homegrown kid like myself, you know, mom and dad still married like myself. He was just a genuine dude. Like, man, to this day, I still talk to Al Woods. I was just with Al Woods last February. We was down to Lake Charles for the chicken run, which is like Mardi Gras where we ride in parade floats. We go mud in the 4-wheelers and dude buggies.
Okay.
And things of that nature. And like I met Al in 2015. I've been doing that with Al since 2016. So
okay, cool.
Every year I'm going down to Elton, Louisiana to go to Al Woods' house. Like
that's what's up. That's
it's to the point. It's to the point now. I pull up, his whole family be like, "Welcome back." What took you so long to get back? I tell them every time I was waiting for the chicken run, so I can come back and get some good food and whatnot. So man, it's amazing. But that's from the NFL. I would definitely say Al Woods and Al Woods, Aaron Williams, who I played with in Buffalo for 4 years, and Kelvin Shepherd, who I played with 2 years in Buffalo. But I know Kevin Shepherd since middle school because we both from Decatur, Georgia. He went to Stevenson Middle. I went to Towers Middle. Our dads played high school ball against each other in high school. So just knowing Shep for that long since middle school, he went to LSU. When I took my official visit at LSU, him and Perry Riley, Stevenson guys, they hosted me. And Al Wood was on the team. Al Wood was a freshman Al Wood was a freshman at LSU when I came on my visit because Al Wood's class of 06 with Kevin Shepherd them, and I was class of 07. So just meeting them then and not knowing years down the line, me and him would be on the same team with the Titans.
Crazy, man, it's crazy.
We just re-jailed and connected. His oldest son is 11. My daughter is 11. So it just, man, it just being around just gets good, genuine people. Like if he come to Atlanta, he know he could pull up on my parents in Stone Mountain, Georgia. Of course, if I'm coming through Louisiana and I get sleepy and I know I'm close to Elton, I'm pulling off the road. I'm going to Elton. I'm gonna sleep for the night and then drive on to Houston the next morning. So
that's good, man. That's good to have that camaraderie, you know. Let them know about the Dexter McCluster story. I thought that was funny, and then we'll talk about Delaney after.
Ah man, okay. Well, the Dexter McCluster story, like I get to Ole Miss on a recruiting visit. I'm a 4-star, one of the top recruits in town that weekend. Charles Clark, who was the safety at the time, he was graduating. He started off as my host on my official visit. Don't get me wrong, he was a good dude, but Charles Clark was a senior. He was about to get ready to head out after that. Because I took that official visit in December. So like a week after I took that official visit, he was getting ready to head out to start preparing for the NFL draft and things of that nature. So throughout that visit, I gravitated more closely to Dexter McCluster because he had just finished his true freshman year. So like, of course he was a guy that like, man, if I choose to go to Ole Miss, he'll be a guy that'll be here when I'm here.
Mhm.
So we talked, we chatted, we hung out, knowing he's from Florida and I'm from Georgia. And like, okay, we two out-state guys that can come in, help change the program. He was just a real genuine dude, man. People graduated to him because he was all SEC freshman as a all-purpose guy and whatnot. So it was just a chance to like just link with him. And after that, of course, I ended up choosing to go to North Carolina, but I kept up with him throughout his college career and throughout his NFL career because I played against him when he was in Kansas City and I was in Buffalo.
Yeah.
So I seen him. Crazy thing about it, my first NFL game in Buffalo, we played. It was September 11th. It was a 10-year reunion, September 11th, and we played in Kansas City. And the opening kickoff, we're kicking off to Kansas City, and who's the returner? Dexter McCluster. And we go down there and hit Dexter on the first opening kickoff of the 2011 season, and Dexter fumbles, and we fall on it. Opening kickoff 2011, we hit Dexter, and he fumbles, and we fall on it. So that's like my first play in the NFL, official NFL, not count preseason. My first official NFL play. We run down on special teams. We're rookies. We're not starting. We on special teams. That's our role.
Yeah.
And we go down there and cause the first big play of the season as 21, 22-year-old freshman. We go down there and make the biggest play. Opening kickoff. So it didn't help because Dexter still ended up going to the Pro Bowl that year.
Yeah.
After that game, I figured after he had that bad first game of the season, he had to get some get back. I think that's the same year Dexter returned 3 punts for
it was ridiculous.
Touchdowns or whatnot. Yeah. So then he hit by him being a year older than me in the draft, in the NFL. 2013 was his last year in Kansas City. Then 2014 he went to Tennessee.
Yep.
And then 2014 was my last year in Buffalo. And then 2015 I came to Tennessee. So when I seen him, we got to chat it up, catch up and whatnot. And one of the first team meeting, Ken Wisenhunt, he'll be like, we got some new guys through free agency. Because when you first get back to OTAs, there's no draft yet. So OTAs is a chance to introduce your free agency guys that you brought in, whatnot. So, these guys stood up, your name. Like, of course, we didn't have to say I signed a bonus, but your name, what year this is for you, what college you came out of, and what team you came from. And yeah, if you have an interesting fact, share. So I stood up. I was like, I'm Norris Searcy. I came from University of North Carolina. I was drafted in the 4th round, 2011. I'm coming from the Buffalo Bills. I got two interesting facts for me. And so I said the first interesting fact is my mother is originally from Chattanooga. I got plenty of family that live up in Nashville. So I used to come up here as a kid in Nashville and hang out and whatnot. So it feels good to now be able to move around Nashville with some money in my pocket. I get to see more.
Yeah.
I said my second fun fact is Dexter McCluster hosted me on my official visit to Ole Miss. Now we're teammates here in Tennessee, so I already have a familiar face here other than the guys. Like, I know everybody on the Tennessee Titans because I competed against you. I have a personal relationship with Dexter because he hosted me on my official visit to Ole Miss. So I'm glad to be with some more familiar faces. I'm just looking to work. I'm looking to help turn this franchise around, man. Let's get to the playoffs and see what can happen, and the whole team meeting, they clap, and man, that's what's up. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? And they was asking Dexter, like, did you have a hand in get him to come to Tennessee? And Dexter was like, no, he came here on his own. But yeah, I remember him from when he came on his official visit to Ole Miss. So, so that's what it was. So that helped the team. Like, okay, man, he's a guy that been here before. His mother's from here, so he's coming here to do everything he can to help us win. So that instantly released the tension from me with everybody else.
Definitely, man. That's cool, bro. That's something. I mean, you have so many stories or full circle moments with people that you played with in the past and stuff. It really shows how small things can be and how of an impact. And that's how we were talking about it right before, like burning bridges and stuff. Is like you just never know. You never know what this could lead to, what anything
Absolutely.
else could lead to, you know? So I think that's something that a lot of people not take for granted, but I don't think they see the bigger picture. They just see it at the moment and they
Right.
don't, see that
They have tunnel vision. You got to expand that. You never know where
100%.
you're gonna meet somebody else down the line.
Whew, I mean, let me tell you. Before I let you go, I just have a couple more questions, and we'll get you out of here because I know I want to hog you up, bro. You
Nah,
got
you good. You good. Let's go.
uh, all right. So, how did the Titans use situationally early downs versus third down versus red zone defense?
When I was there,
Hmm.
um, it's definitely a lot different. Teams were punting on 4th and 1 instead of going for it on 4th and 1 now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But yeah, like of course we would use red we would use 4th downs at sudden change. We would always treat it as a turnover. If we get off the field on 4th down, that's a turnover for the defense.
Gotcha.
And we get to get the ball back into our offensive hands. So we always saw it as this is our chance to make a statement.
Hmm.
You're bold enough to go for it on 4th down. We're bold enough to stop you, and we're gonna stop you and get the ball back to our offense. So we I know not only us, but I know a lot of offenses took pride in that. Like, well, traditionally you're supposed to punt, but you're gonna try us. You're gonna try our defense. You're gonna try me and my teammates
Yeah.
by going for it on 4th down. Like, you really that confident you could get it? So we're that confident to know we can stop you. And of course, when we stop you on 4th down, that's why defenses go crazy. Even to this day,
Yeah,
defenses go
absolutely.
crazy. That's a 4th down stop.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying? Like, not only did we get to stop, that's a turnover in our book for defense.
Hmm.
And depending on where we got that 4th down stop at, we just set our offense up
For
to
success.
get 3 to 6 points. So it's we get 3-1 on your you know what I'm saying? If we stop you, that's 3-1.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
We was challenged, so we met the challenge personally as a man and as a group.
Hmm.
2, it's a turnover, so it's a stat in our stat book, and the whole world just saw you go for it on 4th down, and we stopped.
Fail.
3, depending on where we got the 4th down stop at, now we just gave it back to our offense to get more points on the board, or depending on what point of the game, if we stop you on 4th down in the fourth quarter and there's 50 seconds left,
It's game over. Yep.
ball game.
Yep.
So yeah, absolutely, that was the mindset.
What game with the Titans best represents the type of player you wanted to be in Nashville and why?
I would say 2015 against the Dolphins at home. I mean, we lost, but I had a dominating performance. Like, I was 6 times man-to-man in coverage. I went 5 or 6. No, like, I won 5. I only lost 1. None of them went for a touchdown. The one rep I lost, it was a 3rd and 7. I overplayed him, and he ran a 7 route, and he got the 3rd and 6. He got 7 yards for a 1st down. But other than that, 3 pass breakups. One of my pass breakups ended up being a tip that ended up being an interception by Michael Griffin. I had a solid tackling day. I had a couple tackles for loss. I made big stops on long gains.
Do you get like locked in the zone once that starts happening, like as you start building confidence and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you lock a guy down 2 plays in a row, 2 3rd downs in a row, you're pretty much in the zone. Especially if you know, like, if he lines up in this position again, I know what 3 possible routes he can run, and I'm on all 3 of them. If he run any of those 3 routes, God bless him.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to guess right in those 3 routes on 5 out of the six plays, and the guy that I was covering at that time only had 1 catch for
You good.
7 yards on the 3rd and 6. All the other times he was targeted, he caught none. And one of the targets ended up being a turnover that we ended up getting off of, he tried to run a slant, and I had a good drive and broke on it and batted it up in the air, tips and overthrows. And my guy on my team makes the turnover on the interception that sets our defense up, because I believe our defense ended up scoring that same drive that I helped get the turnover on. So that was the key, man. Like, always want to do my 111 to help the team win.
Gotcha.
I didn't want to overdo it. I didn't want to try to overcompensate and try to cover somebody else's job, and it takes me out of my position. I always trusted in doing my 111. Because especially at this level, we're all professionals. You do your 111, we're going to win on that down. So I always made sure I did my 111. Now, if I gamble, it's going to be a time where we really need it. But other than that, I'm playing the course of the game. Whatever coach call, I'm playing it. If I see a formation if I'm on this side and I see a formation where my corner on the opposite side can get a pick, I may alert him, but I'm not going to do his job. I'm going to do my job first.
Okay.
But if I alerted my teammate and he got the interception, yes, my dude listened to me. He trusted me. Yes, but I'm going to make sure I hold down what I got to do first before I try to do something else. I'm going to control mine first.
So how much you have to have complete trust, right, in your teammates? Is it hard to build that trust when you have a kind of like a rotational, like, because there was never in Tennessee, right? There wasn't a 1-2. It was always, you guys were always rotated, right? Between you, Michael Griffin. I'm trying to think who else was. I mean,
it was Damian Stafford. Then we got Rashad Jones. Then we got Kevin Byard. And then we got Jonathan Cyprian. So, yes. I mean, it wasn't necessary for me personally. No, because I'm like, this is your job. You supposed to know. You supposed to know what the hell you got. So, this is all we got to do. All we got to do is play football, practice, watch film, and go home. So, if you don't know what you're supposed to do, I feel sorry for you. But I'm going to trust that I know what I got, because I'm not going to be the one to let everybody down. That's for sure. I didn't never want anybody we get back to the huddle and they like, Searcy, where was you at? Or Searcy, that was your guy. I didn't never want to have to look my teammates in the eye and answer that. Because it was times during training camp, I would watch my individual period, and I would go watch the defensive line individual period. I would watch the linebacker individual period, just seeing how everybody worked. So I'm going to make sure I give 110% in my workout, because I'm watching the other groups.
Gotcha.
So I didn't ever want to be a liability. Like, I respected the guys that they're trying to feed their families like I'm trying to feed my family. So I'm going to make sure I know what I got and I'm where I'm supposed to be for him, because he's trusting that I'm going to be where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah,
exactly. So I always took it like that. I always made sure I knew what I had. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to do my job first and foremost. I did not ever want to be the reason we lost the game. I didn't ever want to be the reason we gave up a first down, a big play, or anything like that. It was a couple of times where I got called for holding or pass interference, and we got a sack on that play. We get to the sideline. Whoever got that sack, I would go to them and be like, bro, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, man, it's all good. It's all good. And I used to be, and like Jarrell Casey will tell you this. I used to go to him and be like, bro, I am so sorry, bro. I did not mean to hold him, or I didn't hold him. They just called it. I took away your sack. And he'd be like, man, it's all good. And I'd be like, hell no, because I know how hard you work. An individual. I've watched you work hard every day. So that's important. And for me to be the reason you didn't get what you worked for, I had to make sure, like, you knew, like, hey, man, I wasn't trying to screw you. It's just what the referee called. Now, if I did hold him, I come to be like, yeah, bro, I held him. Like, damn, like, I didn't mean to. He was going to beat me on that play. Damn that. He wouldn't beat me on that play, so I held him. But, like, you know, calls that you know you didn't do that went the opposite team way, I used to come to, I made sure I used to always come to my guys. If I gave up a touchdown and I knew I put our offense in a bind and have to go score, I would always come to the guys like, man, I'm sorry. Like, please, like, let's go, man. Let's get this win. Y'all drive it down their throats and get these 3 points. And we need 3 points, get these 3. If we need a touchdown, y'all drive it down their throats and get us this 7. Like, so I always wanted to make sure the guys knew, like, I'm all in. Like, I'm not a selfish player or whatnot, because especially in football, one man can't win the game. So I used to always make sure, like, hey man, like I'm sorry. Like that's my fault. They broke that long run. That's my fault. They got that first down when we need to get off on third down and fourth down. So I always made sure I took accountability of that and knew what I had to do in order for us to be successful on that play.
And obviously, having a good defensive line helps you guys, your safeties out completely.
Absolutely. Help the whole secondary. Absolutely.
Okay. So what out of that position as a safety position, what's the most important thing that maybe people have a misconception on safety or just maybe not realize?
Communication is the number one. Communication is the number one by far because us being safeties, we're the last line of defense. Even if a corner miss a tackle one-on-one, the safety still has a chance to make the tackle, get the guy on the ground.
Okay.
Guy get past the safety, it's touchdown.
Yeah.
We're the last line of defense. So we're constantly communicating everything that could possibly go wrong. Because we know if it get through the front line, the linebackers have a chance. If it get through the linebackers, it's up to us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're always on communication. We always got to make sure that, and that's the main thing. Like people be like, "What y'all be talking about back there?" Everything, everything that could possibly go wrong. Like we're taught to learn down the distance, personnel, and formations tell us anything. So third and six, they come out in three receivers. If it's three possible routes they can run to pick up this first down, we're calling out all three. Watch this. Watch this. If the tight end want to get a free release, bang them to slow them up. Like we're that level of communication because we're trying to make sure everybody's on the same page and on the same accord. So I will always say the biggest thing is communication.
Definitely. Okay. And how would you consider like being in position to make an open field tackle or something? Like how does that just through, practicing just
yes, practicing. For me, it was practicing and learning gap defenses.
Okay, explain.
So I will always understand where the ball could possibly, if we fit it up right, where the ball could possibly break at. So I will always play to the position where the ball could possibly break because I could always adjust and get back. And
I get what you're saying now. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that
so
makes
sense. Because every player offense call is designed for a touchdown, whether it's a dive, quick slant, or whatnot. So as a safety, we're always looking at the spots where the play can possibly break. Like a middle linebacker, the safety is supposed to know where the weakness of the defense.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, if everybody's playing that job, we pretty much lean to the weakness.
Okay.
Because we can adjust back to everything else.
Gotcha.
We're trying to protect where we're most vulnerable at first.
And then
convert back in to help out where needed.
Gotcha.
But I'm gonna go to where my job is first to protect where we're weak at first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hold this off to make sure they can't come here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can adjust and run and chase the ball down or run and adjust to help in on the tackle. But I'm gonna make sure we're protected. Like safeties are the umbrella. So I'm gonna umbrella everything first and then adjust to everything else. Because by us being safeties, we got the most depth. So we have the most time to recover and
compared to someone. Okay, gotcha.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
Absolutely.
Two questions. Hardest quarterback to read or play against and wide receiver you like going against?
Hardest quarterback, of course, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
Okay.
Hardest receivers I ever. Well, I haven't went against too many receivers. Being safety, I would say tight end. So, of course, Gronkowski being in Buffalo, playing against him twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Tony Gonzalez once. He was tough. Being in AFC, I seen Antonio Gates a couple of times. He was a tough matchup because he will fool you how good he can run. So you have to really, Gronk can run, but he can also box you out. I was fortunate to face Tony Gonzalez where the running was limited, but he knew how to position himself and box you out.
Get the ball. Gotcha.
And like I tell people all the time, like I was in the league 3 years before Travis Kelce got in the league. So when I first saw Travis Kelce, he wasn't Travis Kelce when I was in Buffalo. It wasn't until the time 2016-17 when I got
played him in the playoffs.
that he started developing to the Travis Kelce that we know is today.
Mhm.
So I believe those first 2013, I think he got drafted in 2013. So 2013 and 14, he was still learning.
Mhm.
So by 2015, 16, and 17, he was the Travis Kelce that everybody knows now.
Because
So
absolutely, because
that's the only
that
that's
Chiefs game, that wild card game, he was killing us. He was
right. And that
killing
was
us.
about 2017.
Yep.
But
And
if
he
you
was
go
just
look at Kansas City 2013 against Buffalo,
he wasn't.
non-factor. I don't even think he caught a catch that game. 2014, we played Kansas City when we was Buffalo. Like Kansas City beat us, but they scored 2 defensive touchdowns to beat us that game because their offense couldn't even get past the 50. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? They had Andy Reid, Alex Smith, and whatnot. They didn't cross the 50 until the fourth quarter, and that because our offense had another turnover in their territory. So they ended up with the ball on like our 30. That's when Alex Smith threw the little fake dive, flip out the Jamal Charles, and they scored. But that was in the fourth quarter. That was the only time of the whole game they crossed the 50. So, but like I said, after that, by the time I got in like 2015, we had seen Kansas City in the preseason. We didn't play him during the regular season, and he started going off 2015. I was like, damn, this ain't the same guy. You know what I'm saying? But by the time we saw him in 2016, we ended up beating them. It was one of the coldest games I ever played in. We went to Kansas City, which was Tyreek Hill's rookie year, 2016. We ended up beating them there. And then we went and then we ended up seeing them in the wild card 2017, and we beat them. And like even though he was killing us in that first half, he didn't really do much in that second half. So I mean, we end up beating them. So yeah, absolutely. So yeah, but my toughest guards was for sure Gronk, Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates. Oh, and Mercedes Lewis. He was in Jacksonville.
Oh man,
because we played Jacksonville a few times, and that was young Mercedes Lewis, and he could run. He could run. He was big and strong. He could run. So yeah, I just love that matchup.
Nice.
Because he was a cool dude. Like he wasn't a ish talker. But we knew he was a professional. So like he gave you that work. So yeah. Absolutely.
That's what's up. Well, Prince, man, I wanted to say before I let you go, man, it's been a pleasure and an honor to have you, man. Loved you when you played with the Titans. Even though you got drafted by Buffalo and you played and you're limited in Tennessee, you wore the two-tone blue, man. You always gave your heart and soul to the game, to the Titan fans, and we appreciate it. And I just wanted to say thank you for your time and effort, man. It's been a blast having you on and talking some ball, man, in your career.
Appreciate it, man. Playing for Tennessee was playing for my mom's favorite team, her being from Tennessee. So Tennessee finally got a team. You couldn't tell my mom nothing. Even though she lived in Atlanta, my dad's from Atlanta. So she was a diehard Falcons fan unless the Titans was on TV. Or if the Atlanta played Tennessee, she's going for Tennessee.
There you go.
So to be able to leave Buffalo and come play for my mom's favorite team, it was a dream come true. Like I said, I was surrounded by family in Nashville. It was closer drive for my family to come up for a 4-hour drive from Georgia up to Nashville to come see me play. So I got to see them a lot more. Man, it was great. I had a blast in Nashville.
Oh, that's all.
I just left Nashville yesterday. I mean, unfortunately,
that's where you were turning up. That's where I saw it.
The video. Well, what was crazy? I got there Sunday morning because, like I said, my mom's family being there. I had a cousin, Walter Jr., who was a hell of a Tennessee Titans fan. He was on the Nashville Police Department for 25 years before he got diagnosed with cancer in 2018, and he battled it from 2018 until last Tuesday when he passed.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah, man. So he battled it for about 5-6 years. Wow. But he was a diehard Tennessee Titans fan. He's come to my practices doing training camp. He's come to the games with my mom and everything. And we was back up there. The funeral was from 3 to 5. Got to send him home right. We went to the repast. Repast was like at 5:30. We was in there till like 7. And then like me and a lot of my cousins, my aunt and uncles, we was like, we're not ready to go home. We're leaving in the morning. Let's go to Broadway. So we ended up going to Broadway. We went to Margaritaville first. Then we went to Honky Tonk. The Honky Tonk got the 3 levels.
Yeah, the 3 levels, man.
Yep. So
It's
So
completely different now, huh?
like my parents and a lot of my aunts and uncles, they stayed on the second level with the loud music. But me and all my cousins and my girlfriend, we went up to the third floor with the live band and people jumping on stage. And so that video from us being on the third floor. They're like,
That's what's up,
if you
man.
look closely, you see my mom in the background with a UNC hoodie on. That's when she had came up to the third floor, but she so happily came up on Party Rock. So I was going crazy on Party Rock, man. So it
That's what's
was
up, bro.
great. It was great, man. But I was back. I still was back home. I still was back at the hotel by like 10:40. I was laying down. Like
Yeah, that's it.
it was over. I got my time in, you know what I'm saying? So I was good.
All right, Brad. Well, I appreciate it, and we'll definitely talk. And we'll keep in touch, man. It's been an awesome
Absolutely.
to have you on, brother.
Thank you, man. Anytime. Hit me out.
God bless, brother.
You too, man. All